shining on the city lights. All this doubt around me, then but look, I got it right. Don't you try to hit.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Once again, I just want to thank you for sharing your space, time, and energy with me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to, be here at the James Terranova Experience. So just to remind you, no matter what you're watching today, everything revolves around dreaming fearlessly, mastering your own reality, and feeling powerful. So today, and it's 4:44. Look at that. Look at that. So today, we actually have a very, very, very special person today here as well, being the guest, right? So I just wrote something down for her. Today we'll be blessed by a powerful energy, someone that I look at not with envy but with happiness, because I see someone that's a chaser, not just a dreamer. Someone that is mindful, someone that minds their business in every sense of the phrase, a true individual. And we're definitely going to get into her individuality. A great artist that doesn't do it for payment. She is one half of a great podcast called the Soular Return, SOULAR, that you can listen to on all streaming platforms. I'm excited to have what I know will be a colorful conversation with the one and only Vic Mendoza.
Thank you.
Oh, word. So we're definitely going to have to make that applause louder. I've been trying to figure it out, but nonetheless, how you feeling today?
Super gassed. That was like the most beautiful intro I've ever had.
I tried. Yeah. So how you feeling today? How's the new year going? We just said that we haven't talked since November.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 2 weeks before my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like real excited at the top of the year, because I'm a big new beginnings just fire me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel like there's a lot of potential for the new year.
Yeah.
And
You've been in Miami a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You almost lived there. Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah, I can see. Yo, this is crazy. Give me 1 second. All right, word. That's a lot better. It's the mic. But why are you in Miami so much?
Well, so basically I work for Ying, which you know about. It's a skill sharing platform, and we do a lot of just community work and getting people engaged and fired up. But we also do a lot of partnerships with other companies and businesses and things like that. And so Miami has been mostly business trips and stuff like that, which has been just amazing for me to just get insight on that whole side of the world, because I'm an artist, a creative, so to get insight on the business side is just, I feel like a little kid with my eyes all wide. Yeah.
So sorry, the mic is wilding. So I'm trying to get the perfect, because now it sounds perfect. You're already going to sound perfect, so don't worry about it. But on my end, it's kind of going in and out. But right now, it's good. So I'm going to try to stand still or sit still. But when you're down there in Miami, what are y'all doing? Are y'all trying to grow the app? Because I know y'all have an app. I can say y'all, right? Because you're building it with Carla, right?
Yeah.
All right. And, give Carla a little shout out. Yeah.
Shout out to Carla.
Word.
Is thebomb.com. Carla is just super well connected, super involved in just everything.
You said politics?
Politics. She just ran for Vice President of the United States in 2020.
That's fine.
Which is crazy. With Brock Pierce. So she's very multifaceted. She's in the politics, in a very radical, just trying to make change and trying to almost not be political type. She's also within the community with Yang, trying to offer community capital and make it so that people have more or aren't so dependent on finance, you know. So like if you don't have the ability to pay for to record, to use a studio, then we can skill share. And let's say I do have a studio, the platform basically makes it possible so that people have the ability to like utilize skills and resources within the community. And then she's also just super fabulous and with like the bougie life, and you know, and so when we go out there, it's like with Billionaires Row, which is like the first
That's fire.
Black
Billionaires Row.
It's called Billionaires Row. It's the first Black owned champagne like company ever, and
That's
so super.
Also, Billionaires Row is a Black owned champagne company. It's not like a street.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a Black owned champagne company. They have cognac and water as well, and you know, expanding into other avenues and stuff like that. So and that's just super empowering to be around that kind of like those kind of people and that kind of environment, and just, you know, people of color like trying to do, you know, big things and put people on and stuff like that. So that's what we do when we go out to Miami.
So when I was looking at your IG, I think the last time you was in Miami was 2 weeks ago, right? About a week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it looked like a ball. It looked like a ball. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, I cannot wait to go back to Miami. I swear to God, when I was looking at your IG story. But yeah, shout out to Carla. You feel me? Shout out to Carla. And shout out to Ying. And shout out to you too, because, you know, I already know. One of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you, because I already know your energy. So I already know that whatever you're working on with Ying or the Soular Return, or what's the other company that you have?
Revolutionary Artists.
Revolutionary Artists. Thank you. I should have said that in the intro. My apologies.
No, you're good.
Yeah, so I already know that, you know, when you put your time, energy, and effort into something, just like the event that me and you did with my cousin Josh and Power and Cuts, you know.
Thank Our Neighbor. It was amazing.
The Thank Our Neighbor event, right. It really was amazing.
Yeah.
It was stressful to set up, but that day, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
No, truly.
So there's something I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Soular Return Podcast.
Okay.
Excuse me. So with the Soular Return Podcast, can you tell us, like, you know, what's it about? I have 30 minutes or 20 minutes left in y'all most recent episode to watch.
Okay.
But I've watched everything or listened to everything else.
Okay.
So yeah, tell us.
So Soular Return, I do it with my best friend Mel and Melly Mel. Melly Mel's on Instagram. And so it's basically a podcast about our journey to remembering our true self. And in the process, we both kind of had a similar journey. And so it's a very therapeutic ride for like just like what it was like. And a lot of the times, I mean, I'm sure you see it, but a lot of the times the foundation, it always boils down to like reconnecting to God.
Yeah.
You know, you find yourself in finding God. And so it's really just a therapeutic conversation about that.
Yeah. So the thing I like about it is, you know, especially, you know, you get this feel from listening to podcasts more so than watching it. Let me close that door real quick. Yeah, actually, can you close that?
Yeah.
We're good. We're going to keep this in there because we straight.
Wait, this
That one.
Oh, okay.
Word, yeah. Listen, I went to geometry, you feel me? I passed it with a C, so I made sure not to get in the way of the camera. But so the one thing that I like about it that, you know, you really notice more so with listening to podcasts, because I listen to it on Apple Podcasts, right? Was that it's really an open form conversation between y'all two. And then, you know, you guys will ramble, you guys will get off into different subjects, like I think it was episode 2, I forgot the titles, but I know it was episode 2, where you guys started talking about, you know, what was the main thing episode 2 was about?
Loosening your grip.
Loosening your grip, yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So you guys go on to like talking about passing gas, burping, and all these other things that were loosening your grip. And I'm sitting there in the car, right, and I'm dying. I'm like, yo, y'all out of pocket, right? But it's funny because I've met Mel once or twice, right? Yeah. Once at Global Village. That's how I originally
know that.
Yep.
Wow.
Once at Global Village.
Shout out to Global Village.
Yes, shout out to Global Village. That's how we met. Also, yeah.
Yeah.
That is how we met. You was doing live paintings at Global Village. Mm-hmm.
I love.
Yeah, I thought that shit was so fire.
I love that. There's so many people that I've met, and I'm just like, how did I meet you? And it's like Global Village, and I'm just like, wow.
And then IG, and then loosely staying in touch and all that. But like I love the episode Loosening Your Grip, because you guys start talking about other ways, like less funny ways, but more tangible ways that you can loosen your grip. And then was that the episode that you guys were talking about? I guess it was like your addictions, and it was like cake and what else, chips or something like that. I forgot what it was, but it was like I think somebody loved cake and somebody else loved what was it? Was it chips or was it cupcake?
My thing was chips, and Mel is like a cake head, and I was like,
oh, word, so I had it right. All right, smooth. Because, I listened to, 4 episodes? Okay. And it's a monthly podcast, right? Mm-hmm. So I thought it was a weekly podcast. Why did you guys choose to do it as a monthly podcast?
Not gonna lie, we're both artists, and it's literally us editing and doing everything. So it's like the flow of it is just like what determined it. Like we had planned to do it every week, and then we were just like, let's do it every 2 weeks, and then it was like it just worked out to be every month, and we just went with the flow.
Word. So how many more episodes do you guys have? Because I know you said when we talked about it that it was supposed to be like a collection, right? Yeah. Like its own collection.
So there's 2 more episodes.
Okay.
And the last episode, because if you like the way that we talk and like the type of things that we talk about.
Because I'm telling you, I'm about to bring up something that I thought was fucking hilarious, and don't get mad at me, but it's on your podcast.
It's on my podcast.
All right, I know what's the craziest thing you've ever done.
What is it?
When you were 16.
When I was 16, I did a lot of crazy things when I was 16.
But if you did anything crazier than this, Victoria, you said it in the podcast. Do you want me to say it?
Yeah.
All right, so you said when you were 16, and then you prefaced it with, obviously there was nothing to do with the house, right? We were completely bored. Yo, I was done. I was like, yo, she is out of pocket. So you said, you're like, oh yeah, I plucked every hair out of my legs, right, when I was 16. And then Mel, you could tell she's shocked. You could tell that she's shocked. And she says, are you serious? And you're like, yeah. Like, there probably was nothing to do. It took hours, but I plucked every hair off of my leg. And I think that all of us have thought about that at one point in time or another, right? And then, we don't go through with it. I won't even pluck a nose hair out my nose. So I can't believe. So, yes, tell us that story, please.
Yeah, no, I was at my cousin's house, and honestly, it was just one of those things where we were just in her room, and, she's on her phone or doing something, and I'm just like, what else am I going to do? And I did, a patch.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is the smoothest my leg has ever... It's like a wax.
Yeah.
So, and I never got a wax at 16, so I was like, I'm about to treat myself. It took 2-3 hours. It was wild.
That's funny. Nah, I really enjoyed that part. There's another part, I think in the same episode, where you guys say, you can call me whatever. I guess Mel was saying that, right? You can call me whatever, but just something. And
don't call me a bitch.
Don't call me a bitch. And then it reminded me that my grandma, she used to say, oh, you can call me whatever, just don't call me late for dinner. And I'm not sure if that's what Mel was trying to say in the beginning, because it sounded like she grabbed for like bits. You feel me? Like she was just trying to think, and I wrote that down as a note.
I'll break it up.
Another thing is, you guys talk about. All right, so what is the answer to deep cellular healing? That was the last episode that I listened to. That was the most recent episode that you guys posted, right? Or was there one more after that?
I think there's one more after that, yeah.
And what's the Void? Void. So I'm halfway through Void. But the deep cellular healing, that's my favorite episode. I really loved it. I really loved how you guys talked about, like, food. And, when you were talking about, when you're torturing these animals, the energy, if they're stressed out their whole life, the energy, you're consuming that energy. And that may be an abstract thought for somebody, but it makes sense. 1 + 1 = 2.
Right.
You feel me? Because if you're stressed, then the meat is you're probably going to be more tender, more rough. There's probably going to be, I guess, sickness going throughout your body because of the stress. Mm-hmm. And, you're naming something, like you said, it's something like they burn cows or some, like the hair off cows. And it sounded really gruesome. You feel me? But nonetheless, I really loved that episode. And there was an ending to that episode, if you remember the ending, where you guys start saying, what is the foundation for deep cellular healing? And what did you say?
God.
And can you explain that? Like, just the episode in, like, a little nutshell without giving out, because I know you want people to watch it, but I want to give y'all podcast a spotlight.
Absolutely. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So the process of deep cellular healing, I feel like, is just like realizing, one, that like we're all in need of that healing. Like I remember I had a conversation with someone about it, and he was just like, why does everything always have to be about healing? Like, who said I'm broken? And I'm just like, my guy, like, we all have healing to do. Yes. Like, all of us. There's no perfect human being. There's no whole human. I mean, we're whole, but we all have stuff that we could work on. And so it's really just an episode talking about like what that process looks like for us. And I say the foundation is God because I feel like, let me take a second to form my thought.
Yeah.
For me, let me just speak for me. So for me, my stimulation, my motivation to like get on that type frequency was like reconnecting with God. And I was like, all right, because you have forgiven me, and because you love me unconditionally, and because you see so much in me, I'm going to try to live up to the standard, right? I'm going to try to make myself the best version of myself, so that when I put myself out into the world, or when I show up into a room or exchange energy with someone, that it's like I'm showing gratitude for what was done for me by passing that on to someone else.
Yeah.
So
that's why it's God.
Yeah, you heal yourself, and in the process of healing yourself, you heal the world. You pass that energy on into other people and other spaces, and I think that's the goal here.
So, what is God to you?
Everything.
Like specifically.
It's always changing. Okay. And at one point, I didn't believe in God at all. So like, I'm learning right now what the, like, people call it source and the universe and all that stuff, and I don't even like to get into titles like that, because it's like I don't even know. To me, I don't see a person. I don't see it's just a thing, a connector of all of us.
Yeah.
So I think all of us in all of our beings together form, in conjunction with the universe, in conjunction with the earth, in conjunction with the animals. Like, all of us put together, we kind of like create this
God.
Or this God, or we're part of this we're connected to this energy that is God.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. What about for you?
What?
What is
God?
Yeah, what do you think?
I think God is the universe, right? So I look at it on that spectrum.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it's an energy, right?
Yeah.
In its simplest form, because in my mind, that's what we all are.
Mm-hmm.
Just energy, right? And how we go about our life to figure out and manifest and grow this energy is predicated upon our choices. So, God, if you find God, then you find love,
yes.
right? And I think, right, so that's what I had in my notes. Mm-hmm. So to me, God is love, mm-hmm. right? And, that's where that energy comes from. When I decided to get closer to God and find my version of God, because, when it comes to religion, I've never been a Catholic or a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
I grew up believing in Jesus, you feel me? But that wasn't a choice.
Yeah.
So when I got older, I made my own choice and started personal development, etc., etc. And it's just like, the universe, I fuck with that. You feel me? Like, that's more me, the
Mm-hmm.
universe. So, yeah, that's what God is to me. And that's what I had for the question. For the foundation of deep cellular healing is love. You feel me? Because, in my opinion, if you have love for yourself, if you have love for energy, period, then you're going to eat healthy. Mm-hmm. You're going to, yoga, work out, art, help out people, be a positive person, all these things
mm-hmm.
that just starts with God. And to me, God is love.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
That.
Yeah, I loved y'all episode. You feel me? I loved y'all episode. So transitioning, I want to talk about Euphoria. Have you watched the last episode?
James.
Yeah.
Okay, so shout out to James, because James gave me one of the greatest gifts ever. And that was his HBO Max password.
Oh, I forgot I gave that to you, yeah.
I have never expected to be blessed with such amazing shows. I watched Insecure.
Word.
Like all seasons.
Yo,
and
I was wondering who was watching Insecure. Yo, that was you. That was funny. Right,
I am rewatching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Word.
And Euphoria has been just literally, it's art. Like, I'm obsessed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So what's your favorite thing about Euphoria? Let's talk about it.
I love the realness.
Yes.
Like, the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay.
They all watched Euphoria too, especially by the time this come out on Thursday.
Okay, so spoiler alert. The last episode, how it was just real rowdy and chaotic at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you could see the pain in her mom's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You could see the like just wanting to escape in Gia.
Mm-hmm.
You could see the
you start name dropping. I love it. Go ahead.
You could see Rue like literally just like losing her mind because there's so many things running through her mind. It's fear. It's like, damn, I don't want to be like this.
Yeah.
But she shares, like, why, and I'm just like, damn. Like, I literally cried at the beginning of this episode. I'm like, damn. But I love that. I love that. I love when a show can get me, like, emotional. Because it's just, like, I'm in it. Like, such a good show.
Yeah, that's fire. Who's your favorite character?
I forget his name. Rue's sponsor.
Oh, word, Brother Ali.
Hey,
my man, my Philly man. Yeah, from South Philly. Brother Ali, that's my nigga for real.
I love him. I love him. And
Mm-hmm.
Rue would have caught these hands if she spoke to him like that in front of me. Because, like, I was just like, ouch.
Facts.
Like.
Facts. Did you watch? So you're completely caught up, and you watched the 2 extra episodes.
Yeah.
When Rue, that's honestly the episode with Rue and Ali, and they're talking in the diner, and it's Christmas time. It's my favorite episode.
Really?
Yeah, I think it'll always be my favorite episode. Just the fact that it's a camera, right, or 2 cameras, 1 scene, and they're having a simple conversation, and Ali starts breaking down, Malcolm X, and like how Malcolm X went from a pimp to like somebody that basically changed the trajectory of the world and all that. And I'm just like, yo, the way he broke that down, and when they get into like their tangents and they start talking fast and they start hitting every point, and then it just brings you further into it. Also, their music. The music that they choose, chef's kiss.
Truly.
Yeah, facts.
Truly. I remember on that episode, I sent you the song that she listens to.
20 years, yep.
20 years?
Yep.
I was like, and the reason I sent it to you was because it hit me like, damn, they are really masters at everything.
Yes.
Like the fashion,
Yes.
the dialogue, the
Yes.
conversation is so real.
Yes.
The music,
Yes.
like Euphoria. Y'all are doing it.
There's one more, facts. 2 thumbs up for Euphoria. There's one more show that I want to talk about, which is Midnight Gospel. Yes. And that's where I gotta thank you. You feel me? Because that show is beautiful. And I would have never watched it. I would have scrolled by it on Netflix. Anybody should watch that show because it really shows you what life is about in its simplest form. And it's a cartoon. It's a cartoon that shows you what life's about. Yeah. And it's really fucking trippy. You feel me? It really is. It's like, it's almost like, yo, you're watching it like this. Like, you feel me? Like, especially the episode, it was like episode 2 or 3 where, like, they're, like, the bull, I forgot his name. What's his name? Do you know his name?
I forget.
All right, so let's just call him the bull, right?
Okay.
The bull, he's dying, right? Because his body got impaled by, like, on top of, like, this whale monster, right? You know what I'm talking about? When the whale had the horns?
Keep going.
All right, fine. Yeah, because I don't want to get... All right, so this guy, his body, the main character...
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so smooth. So he's going, and they know that they're plummeting to their death. And it's like a river of death, right? And as they going through it, they start off as human bodies and, or a human body impaled by a monster. That's the easiest way I could say it. And as they're going through, they're talking about death. They're talking about, reincarnation. They're talking about, the afterlife and life in general and what life means. And as they're talking about these things, as the episode is progressing, they're decomposing. Essentially, right? They're actually going through death. To the end of the episode, they're not even like, they're mush.
Weren't they like making them? They were making them into food or something. It
looked like it, yes.
Right, like nuggets.
Yes, it looked like ground beef. Like
right.
They was really grounded into mush and beef, and at the end of the episode, it just ends, and you're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, every episode.
Is like what, 10?
Yeah,
roughly,
short,
right?
Yeah.
But so Midnight Gospel, y'all should watch that as well.
Mel actually put me onto that.
Word,
It was life changing for me as well.
It really is. It was one of those things that was just like, yo, I gotta watch more shows like this. So how much of what you know do you practice? That's a question I have for you.
How much of what I know do I practice? That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm on myself a lot because I have, like, I struggle with anxiety.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay.
We're going to go off of that camera and then we're going to pause it real quick.
Okay. Like, I struggle with anxiety sometimes. And when I have these, like feelings of anxiety or, like, crazy thoughts or whatever, it's like, damn, like, how to handle it. You should breathe. You should, do some yoga and stuff like that. And I think that sometimes I get hard on myself because it's like, why do I only do it when I'm struggling with something? You know what I mean? Like, this should be something that I practice every day because I know how beneficial it is. But I do struggle with, like, discipline. Or, let me not say that, because that, words have power. Something I'm working on is my discipline.
Word.
So, I practice what I preach, for sure, in regards to, like, mentality and in regards to how I treat people and in regards to like certain practices like journaling and yoga and stuff like that. I'm working on my consistency, but it is something that I feel like I'm proud of myself for the even though it's not an everyday practice, like I look at people, and Instagram is so deceiving.
Yes.
So like there's people on Instagram that I look up to and I'm just like, wow, I wish I could eat vegan every day and meal prep and get up at 6 a.m. and
I thought you do. I thought you do eat vegan.
No.
Okay.
No. I that's something I would aspire to do.
Yeah.
I'm vegetarian mostly. Sometimes I'll cheat and have a salmon, I'm not gonna lie. But again, that's something that, like, with consistency, I would love to be vegan. I know the benefits. So, in that sense, it's a practice. It's a journey. Sometimes I'd be hard on myself for having, like, knowing better and not doing better. But, like, for the most part, like, I feel like, as long as you're trying.
Yeah. Legitimately
trying.
Yeah.
It's all good.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire. We're gonna take a quick break so that way we can fix our camera real quick, and then we'll be right back. I'll keep this going. We're 30 minutes in. I think yeah, that's easy to cut out, so I'm gonna just keep those running.
Okay.
How you like it so far?
It's fun.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, this is dope. This is super dope.
I hope that it's just the battery that needs to be changed.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Right.
I'm gonna sing you guys a song.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait.
There you go.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. This is really crazy because, like, this mic is really HD.
Oh, OD.
And it's really telling me just how
good
bad
you are.
I can sing.
It's telling me how good you are. Alright, we're in Zoom in. Oh, actually, I've been late. Hey, there you go. Alright, let me see your little. Alright, smooth. Alright,
Red light
that was
is not
simple.
on.
Oh, word, thank you. And so, pay attention to that. Smooth, thank you. Alright, that was simple. That was fast. Yo, I'm really getting this podcast shit down the pack, yo.
Shout out to you because
thank you.
You really do motivate me. When I see you posting your stuff, I'm like, okay, let me get back on it. Because your consistency is just.
You know what it is, and that's another thing that I really loved about y'all conversation about the second episode, loosening your grip, right? Because I had the same mindset, starting off something like this big, right? And like a podcast, that's a big deal, right? For people that take it that seriously, and for people that care about what they put out. So, I've been consistent as I can, right? In putting out content and getting these interviews in. But I missed last week. I missed probably not the week before that, but a couple weeks coming into the new year. And I'm just like, loosening my grip. You feel me? Like, all right, if I miss a couple weeks or if I miss a week or two, I'm not going to kill myself. It's early.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm trying to figure it out. So, yeah.
And it goes back to the what we were just talking about, the journey. As long as you're trying, as long as you keep going in that
legitimately trying, right? Don't beat yourself up,
right?
I love that, and I appreciate it. There's another question I have for you. It was In the last week, how have you invested in yourself? I ask that every week to every guest.
I like that.
Yeah.
I have gotten into the practice of, again, Mel. She be really keeping me on it. But she introduced me to Change Church, which is like this really dope. Like they go live on us or on YouTube. And the pastor is just super dope. He's not, like, I've always been turned off from religion, and I've always been turned off from, like, church and stuff like that, just because, like, I don't want to be, like, told how to live.
Right.
I just want you to, like...
Give me that good energy.
Give me some good energy, exactly. Yes. I love his energy so much. Right. So, and he also just really does, like, do a good job in being real about, like, everyday struggles, and like this is how you get out of it. Like it's all in your mind, you know. So that type of content I love to take in. So the way that I have been working on getting like consistent with my practices that keep me grounded and help me with my anxiety and help me with my just everything is like just doing like yoga and listening to a sermon, jotting down notes. Wow, I always have my journal with me everywhere, and I left it. But I have this little book that whenever like if I walk out of a conversation and I'm just like, wow, something that they said really just spoke to me, I'll write it down in my journal.
That's fine.
Or if I listen to something or I watch something and I'm like, wow, that was crazy, like I write it down in my journal. So I have this like 3-way thing that I do, and I have been a little consistent. I've done it like 3-4 times in the past like 2 weeks, and that's a lot for me. Yeah. So that's how I've been pouring into myself and investing in myself.
I love it. So I have about 4 journals. None of them completed.
Yeah.
You feel me? I probably do.
Way.
Yeah, all right, smooth. Yeah. So excuse me, I gave up on, writing journals. That's what I use my social media for, because, you can always look back yesterday, last year, yesterday, 2 years ago, all
that's
that.
So dope.
So that's what I use my social media for. And that's honestly, my Facebook was a journal for me for years. And, I just realized that Instagram could do the same thing where, you literally go on and you can see what you posted a year ago in your story, 2 years ago. So that's going to be another version of my journal. So when I'm posting on my IG or videos, YouTube videos, because I have 3 different YouTube channels. Wow. You feel me? Like, when I first started YouTube was in 2015. Oh, actually, 2015. Then I had a YouTube talk show that has its own YouTube channel. I have videos on there, and then now this one, right? So, so I use that as my vlog, right? Yeah. As my diary, because for some reason writing just doesn't do it for me. Like I could write a lot of other things, but my thoughts, no, I can't write my thoughts down. Yeah.
I love that idea of, even if it's not like however you do it, you know, just to do it is the important part. Because one thing that I'm sure, and I love how sometimes like you'll post like, this is something I wrote 7 years ago.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's like, you can see the growth. You can see, or you can like look back at like younger James and be like, what 22-year-old, what 21-year-old was thinking like that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I love that.
Word. Thank you. Question: what is that stone? It looks nice.
Thank you.
It looks really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It is labradorite or labradorite, something like that. It's a throat chakra.
You want me to Google it?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
It's a throat chakra stone. So
okay.
it helps like to.
She was like, I'm coming on a podcast.
Yeah.
So throat chakra
Exactly. Whenever I'm like presenting or performing or doing any type of like talking, I'm like, let me bring this bad boy out.
So are you comfortable with like public speaking?
Not at all. I'm not comfortable with it, but I enjoy intimate conversations like this.
Word. I like that.
And I enjoy, like, depending on what I'm speaking about, like, I do enjoy.
Why is there like 10 different throat chakra stones?
Yeah. Look up labradorite. I know I'm messing up the name.
Oh, word. I think I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's labradorite palm stones.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Labradorite. So this is a chakra stone. And do you clean it and put it in the ground and all that to like re-energize it and stuff?
I'm not gonna lie, no. But especially now, I'm like not in like my space right now. Mm-hmm. But when I am like settled and in my space, and I know it's gonna be like a full moon, like sometimes I'll put my stones like on a window shield or something, so that like the moon will like shine. You know what I'm trying to say. I get it. The moon energy, right? But I don't go ham like that.
Word, because I know somebody else. That's the residual COVID from last year I had.
Really?
I think so. To be honest, but I have a friend that she'll literally, like you said, there's a full moon coming. I'm gonna dig a hole somewhere. Wow. And I'm going to put my stones, and she has a lot of stones. She'll put them in there, let them re-energize or whatever overnight or for a day or whatever it is, right? Dig them back up, and then have them with her, wearing them and all that. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I wanted to ask, like the little chain, you feel me? Not the little, I don't want to say little, but the chain stone combination, this shit fire. Word, definitely.
Mickey Moon.
I know there's another thing that I wanted to talk about specifically. Let me see. When was the last time God spoke to you?
Wow.
Yeah, these are good questions, right? Because, listen, when's the last time God spoke to you?
Wow. Let me think.
And you know what's the best thing about having a podcast is having conversations like this. Yeah. Because I can't have conversations like this with, everybody. Mm-hmm. Because, one thing I learned about a podcast is, when you're interviewing, it's like a dance.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I have to go off of, my interviewees.
Yeah.
So some people don't want to talk about sports. Some people don't want to talk about music. Some people don't want to talk about God or religion or whatever. Yeah. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This has been a great conversation.
Yeah.
All right. I'm trying to think if I'm... Okay. I'm going to share this story.
Hey, I love it. Let's get it.
All right. So, I was in a... So, I know I can't... I don't have a tolerance when it comes to weed.
Okay.
You know this.
Yeah.
I be forgetting how to talk.
Word.
And for some reason, I was in this situation where, the pressure... It really wasn't a high-pressure situation for me, but, I did want to present myself well. Mm-hmm. And I took an edible it's like someone offered me an edible, and it was kind of just like okay. I don't know why. I would never take edible, but whatever. So I took it.
But whatever. You digressed heavily.
Because
I love it.
Because it was like a peer pressure type of thing. Gotcha. And so I did it, and literally
you were coerced.
It wasn't, because they weren't trying to pressure me. It was like a you're offering it to me, and all right, this is what we're doing. Sure, I'll take it. Nobody was pressuring me, gotcha. But I just... And then, long story short, can I curse on here? Okay.
Do whatever you want.
I got high as shit. I got so high that I literally could not type. I could not, speak, my eyes were bulging out of my eye, and I was in my head thinking, like, why do I feel like this? And I said, I have anxiety. This is how I feel when I'm having, like, just high anxiety. So I'm like, why am I so anxious right now? What's going on? And then I'm like, you're high. Yeah. Super high. Yeah, this is why. Yeah. And so having that, like, realization made me even more anxious because I'm like, do they know? Like, so I'm tripping. So anyways, this is a weird way to bring up the way that God spoke to me.
Nah, you're fine. I love the story.
So then I made a fool out of myself, honestly. I can say that, whatever. Everybody knew that and it was so inappropriate. And so not the place or time to be this damn high. Yeah. So I go to the bathroom for like 15 minutes and I'm sitting there and I'm just
So you're around the same people that you took the edibles with, though?
One, he told me after I should have taken half.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody else is tripping the way I am. Yeah. So whatever, I go to the bathroom and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, this is bad. I'm going to never speak to these people again. Mm-hmm. This was too embarrassing. This was the most embarrassing moment of my life. Like, wow. It was that bad. Wow. And it wasn't that bad from the outside looking in, but in my head. Yeah. And so I'm just like really beating myself up. Like, why would you do this? Like, you know better. Like, what's up with you? And so whatever, bringing it to God. Like, it was kind of just like in the moment, I thought it was the end of the world. When I say that it was in my head in the moment, like the most embarrassing moment of my life, like I was just...
You gonna say what happened, or are you keeping that off?
Well, okay, so it was like a professional setting, and I'm supposed to be typing, and doing stuff, and I completely blanked out, and I was having tech issues, and I just... like completely just blanked out and messed up, just flopped. Yeah. And so to me that it doesn't sound that embarrassing, but to me, the worst thing I could ever do is I hate disappointing people, you know. So just damn, I messed up. Yeah. So I go to the bathroom and I'm having this meltdown and I'm just like, and, so then I got through it. Obviously, I survived. Mm-hmm. But afterwards, it was kind of just like I had a conversation with someone who was there, and they were like, it really wasn't that bad. Like, you're making it much worse than it was. Mm-hmm. It's really good. And to me, it was like, I was just like, damn. I really do be creating stories in my head. And I always, whenever I go through, events.
I like that, events, yeah.
I'm just like, what was the purpose in this? And I felt like that was God, not necessarily speaking to me, but showing me that, dude, one, you know better, so do better, mm-hmm. 2, it's all in your head. Mm-hmm. 1,000%. You will create a whole situation in your head, and I do that all the time. Mm. All the time. Yeah. So it's just that was, but if God is trying to send you a lesson and you're just brushing it under the rug or whatever, mm-hmm. All right, now and God does this to me all the time. Now I'm about to blow it up and make it super exaggerated and super extreme so that you really get the picture. And that's what this was. It was it's really all in your head. Mm-hmm. You do this all the time. But now I'm going to really blow it up so that you see and you get yourself out of your head, because it's really not that deep. It's never that deep.
Yes. I remember in a Drake, I just saw somebody repost this the other day. Drake it was an interview with him, and he's like, his mom always told him there's a 72-hour rule. Whenever something embarrassing happens, let 3 days go by, and typically the world forgets. Yeah. You feel me? So the 72-hour rule.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically God spoke to you in the sense of yo, stop overthinking, and it's never that deep. But also, Vic, you know yourself, so don't put yourself in situations that you know that are not favorable for you.
Yeah, it was like a big, just a mirror. Like, you do this to yourself. You put yourself in crazy situations, uncomfortable situations, and then you sulk in it.
Yeah.
Stop doing that.
Right. Right. Just fix it.
Just fix it.
Yeah.
Like, and also just like trust that like that's one thing that I will say, like, even when like events happen, like I'm always like what was the lesson in this? Like, and I always do find some type of lesson, and like that really does help me get through it, because it's like, all right.
There's always a lesson. There's always, so even if it's not a lesson, there's always something to take from it, right? From events, right? So I like that. It's funny because the last time God spoke to me, it was when I was high too.
Really?
Yeah. So like, I'm doing laundry, right, with my cousin once again. Shout out on Power and Cuts, and we're in the laundromat. I'm waiting for my clothes to dry, right? And he's doing work on his laptop, and I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking about, my podcast, because that week I missed, an interview, and it was really not weighing on me, but it was like, yo, how am I going to get the other interviews? Because I have people that are in the pipeline, but I waited too long to try to solidify a date, so now I'm on their time. And now it's like, okay, so what do? Do I do an episode by myself just to keep it flowing, or do I just let go and let God, right? So I'm thinking about that. I'm smacked inside the laundromat. I wish I had shades on. It's nighttime, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, are the clothes done? Right? That's what I'm thinking, right? And I'm like, yo, I know there's probably 5 more minutes left, and for my clothes to be done in the dryer. And then something tells me, James, just get up and just go walk there. Once again, I'm high, right? I'm really smacked. So I'm in my right mind, but I'm not, because I'm not as sharp, but I'm deep in thought over life. As soon as I walk up to the dryer machine, I literally walk. I turned my body in front of the dryer. The clothes stopped literally a second and a half later. And I'm like, peanut butter seeds came perfect time. That's a Roddy Ricch lyric. I'm like, word, that's God's timing. So in my eyes, what that moment meant, because of what I was thinking about, because of my life, because of everything I've been doing, I've been busting my ass, God is telling me, bro, you're on the right time. You feel me? You're
yourself.
Trust yourself. I love it. That was the simple way to put it. Yeah. Trust yourself. I feel like that was the last time God spoke to me.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that. I love being high. I know you don't.
I will never ever do it again in my life.
Oh, you will never do an edible? You will never consume marijuana?
I do. I have like what is that called? The oils.
Okay, yeah.
What is that called?
The THC oils, right?
Yeah, but there's you like put it under your tongue, whatever. I have those little drops, and I like those. Those make me feel good.
Are you talking about like the DMT? Is that what it's called?
No.
Oh, I'm about to say, like all right, word, yeah. You gotta figure out
the weed oil, and you put it under your tongue, and it but it's like super
CBD.
No, it's weed. It's THC, but it's super mellow, and I don't do a lot, so it's really just like a relaxer.
Word.
I don't smoke.
Word. And
I will not smoke or do edibles.
Yeah.
Ever
I'm not
again.
a fan of edibles. I did edibles on Friday, and once again, it confirmed with me that it's a completely different high.
It is.
You feel me? And it's not a fun high.
And you don't know when it's gonna hit.
Yeah. Yeah, it just does.
It just does.
And it always tastes good.
It does. So you never want to just take, it was like a gummy. That tasted so good. I almost asked for a second.
I had a cookie. I had a chocolate chip cookie. Nah, if you had a second gummy, it would have been over. If one gummy had you in the Matrix, a second cookie would have been over.
I would have been literally people would have been talking to me, and I would have been like,
Facts.
Like, just stuck. Straight
Facts.
stuck.
I have 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
The first question is, do you feel understood?
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was... Long answer short, no.
Okay.
I feel like... And then to make it longer.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like there's certain people that I do feel are super open, and I do feel unconditionally loved and accepted.
Word.
And I think forever they'll have a special, special place in my heart for that, because that's so priceless,
Mm-hmm.
that feeling. But for the most part, I feel like we just live like in a society where it's hard to be yourself and to speak about what it is that you really think and
to burp as you want.
To burp as you want and to be wrong and to be human.
Yeah.
So I feel like when I first meet people, a lot of the times I'll try to just feel it out, but there's a strong filter for what I'm sharing, like a strong filter. There's very few people I will actually release that filter and really that's what the fuck I'm thinking about So do you feel understood?
More so like you, right? So I know that there's people that love me unconditionally as well, right? I feel like everybody that knows me, loves me, right? And the people that know me, but the love is very fickle. That it says more about them than me, right? That's how I look at it. As far as me feeling like I'm understood, I feel like there's one person in my life that understands me, and it's my best friend, right? And he has the complete different fucking not mindset, but temperament, you feel me, than I do, right? His temperament is very calm, very chill, very relaxed. But overall, it's he's the only person that'll let me vent. He's the only person that'll not let me vent, but actually listening. Yes.
So that you can do that.
I feel like everybody else, when I'm venting, they're listening but not consuming, if that makes sense. And if they are listening, it probably turns off after 20 minutes. But me and my best friend, we talked to each other today for 45 minutes while I was doing Instacart. Right? Just for 45 minutes, just regular, right? And then I talked to him again for 30 minutes while I was doing Instacart, right? Just checking in on my nigga, you feel me? And that's the type of love that we have. That's the type of energy that we have. And I feel like he shows me, he gives me, what I need as far as, that understanding. And we're 2 totally different people, you feel me?
What's his sign?
Huh?
What's his sign?
He was born July 4th, so whatever. That's
Cancer?
the crazy thing. No, is it Cancer? I don't know. Could be.
July.
Karan, where are you?
I think that is a Cancer.
Yes. So he probably is a Cancer. He is a Cancer.
The water to your fire. You're a Sag.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, he was born on the 4th of July. I was born on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Ain't that crazy, right?
Yes.
And I'm the godfather to his son, so. It's a great relationship, but yeah, he's the only person that I feel really understands me. I feel like a lot of times people think that I'm too, rough or abrasive when I'm really an empath.
I don't get that from you at all.
Thank you. Thank you.
The empath, yes, but I don't get rough or abrasive at all.
Right. I think people think that of me, and it's like a stigma that I have from when I was in college, from when I was in high school, that some people just can't take. It's like that fat person that lost 400 pounds, but people still look at them as fat when they have a 6-pack. I feel like that, right?
Same. I feel you.
Word. Because I know you said you had a little similar, you were very rough. You feel me? There was a big that, like you said on your podcast, like you told me, it was there was no filter. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then now I don't see that.
Yeah. We actually have very similar stories and experiences when it came to college and stuff like that, which is, I think that's why one of the reasons we connect in that sense.
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
Exactly. And one of the reasons why I love the podcast. Once again, like, I really do. I'm not just saying that. Like, I listen to it, and if the podcast was whack, I just wouldn't have brought it up today. Yeah. You feel me? But the podcast is not whack. Y'all need to post more. It was very enjoyable. Yeah. Shout out Mel again. But yeah, the final question I have for you is, it's the Gold Roses segment. Do you know what Gold Roses are?
I do.
All right, smooth. So what are they?
So it's when you give roses to someone.
Yes. So she's been watching either the clips or the YouTube. Right. All right. Smooth. So who do you want to give your roses to?
Let me think. Okay, I know. Yeah. So I want to give this gold rose to a very special person in my life. Hey. Her name is Tatiana Mitchell.
Okay.
And the reason for that being, she, like, people don't even, like, the smallest things, the smallest experiences with people, like, have such an impact on me. And, like, sometimes I don't know how to, like, communicate that, like, wow, that was major.
Yeah.
But I often have those types of moments with her where, like, she'll just call me up and just not want anything or anything like that, just be like, hey, like, I just want to let you know, like, I love you and you're doing great and I, like, you inspire me, and, like, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, so naturally, and so, like, she pours into me so beautifully. And I feel like I struggle sometimes to, like, communicate. Like, it's kind of just like I'm not used to that. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
But, like, no, seriously, like, thank you. Like, I don't even be knowing how to, like, really communicate, because it's like that really be, like, touching my heart so deeply. And she that's her love language, is, like, just this with everyone, just wanting to pour into you and be, you know, just share love and light. And that's such a special gift.
So let's look into the camera and let's thank Ta or Tatiana. Which one we calling her?
We calling her Ta.
We're calling her Ta. Thank you, Ta, for being a gold rose in Victoria's life. You feel me? Thank you for pouring into her. Like she said, you know, it's just a beautiful thing, and I love it. How did you feel about the conversation?
I loved it.
It went by very fast. We're already an hour into it.
Yeah, and I feel like it was really smooth, and I love the content of it. You know, it wasn't you know, like,
it was well-rounded.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I feel like sometimes, like, there's, like, clickbait type conversations, you know. Mm-hmm. But this was a real conversation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the clickbait things, at least not with you, right? So so you don't gotta worry about that. So these cameras are out, so we're looking into this one. To be honest, really thank y'all for, once again, sharing your time, energy, and space with me and with Victoria. This is episode 6 of the James Terranova Experience. And just like with every episode, we're going to end it with our affirmation. I am wealthy. Well, I'm healthy, wealthy, harmonious, and happy. I am loving, loved, powerful, and whole. I am that which I call God. So with that being said, have a great day. We're definitely going to tune into the next episode of Euphoria. You feel me? I swear to God. Next time. Till next time. Thank you.
I love it. All this doubt around me, then but look, I got it right. Don't you try to hit me, now you live a petty life. All those nights I laid awake, I pray for better life. Now I wake up with a baddie like a